You're up for Inferno. I have no idea what to expect here, but now we go from thinking, you know what, maybe Limitless have a chance to win this series, to back down to earth. Limitless have a map in their back pocket, and now we have Inferno favoring toward Nouns, and we're going straight into it. Vince and Cole, what do you guys got for this?
Well, the answer is we got Inferno, and I'll be real. This is essentially a reset. It doesn't matter, like, what happened before is honestly sort of irrelevant other than the scoreboard, but this is a Limitless, like, now you just win a best of one, basically, and it's your series.
Yeah, but also it's Inferno here, and this is a map that I just don't know if Limitless have enough credibility on to try and sneak one over on Nouns. This is the now their map pick, right? This could be a different story, and while they did have a lot going for them,
true.
You know, it's kind of been a long time since we've last seen them in the server. This is a really weird best of three, but I tell you what, if Nouns end up like reverse sweeping this and taking the last two, do we count this as competitive?
Those are the real hard-hitting questions. Oh, Limitless, they are under pressure.
Up in the air.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. They are outmatched on the B site, are Limitless, losing 3 just for the price of 2 on the Nouns side of the equation. Rush Jr. and George left in the site at B as the smoke start to fade away. Grape and Jane Joris will be on the retake. Bomb already quarterway tanked, and it's getting lower and lower. I don't see a kit, and I don't know that there was any of them dropped either.
I'm not sure either, but it's going to leave them in a pretty sour spot here. Something's been picked up. Grape actually does pick up a kit at the very least, but he drops it just as fast as he grabs it, and eventually that will be closed out pretty comfortably there from the side of Nouns. They don't have too many troubles getting past that one.
Now, granted, listen, Nouns is scissor pick, and this has traditionally been a very good map for them. They are at a 5-map losing streak on this map, to be fair. So, whilst I'm setting up the Anthran storyline, that one best of one seems a lot more approachable when you're against a team that's 5 maps lost in a row. Don't look at Limitless's win right here. Oh, stop looking.
I won't look. I don't need to.
You've already done the research, and you're a well-prepared caster. Good for you.
Yeah, exactly that. Because I know that it is not looking pretty here, even despite the strengths that they showed here. They're gonna need to put it on display again. It does require a lot to go right here, but we'll see if they can start to turn the tides. They already got a man down situation here, but flying through the smokes is a great solution. Poseidon providing so much impact here. The trades end up putting it into a 1v1 right now. Rush still kicking. Mello, is he gonna dive through? No, he's not. Gonna avoid that risky maneuver in favor of waiting out the smoke, but also allowing for Rush to get into a strong position. Maybe not the best of sprays, but it doesn't get away from him. Not too chaotic there, and Rush saves him from a worrying situation right there of losing up against the force buy.
I mean, this looked good. There was a couple of moments. That was actually a fantastic shot from Escape. That dink from range as he transitions some more. Poseidon with a couple, and yeah, sure, it wasn't pretty, but Rush got her done in the end. Give Nouns their second round. A really tough situation for Limitless in general, though. They get the credit for that first map win, but all the momentum that they had, all of the silliness that we were enjoying, it's all faded away by now. Which it does feel like they were we're a little bit robbed that we don't get to see that series, because we're now looking at a whole different ball game.
A really weird situation here in terms of the environment as well. It's a long time to just be sitting and waiting in the server. Just to hop into a map that you knew was going to be already pretty difficult. But at least, again, there was no chance for a comeback there for now. So you denied them any sort of ability to get their head straight in that game. So It's just one of those situations I you know, cast a lot of Counter-Strike. I don't really see a situation like that ever.
Yeah, I don't think I. You know, usually when things go like that, where you have like power outage type of situations, which is always kind of the worst of tech issues because there's just literally nothing you can do but wait. I feel like 9 times out of 10, it's just like an FF on the day.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's what I was expecting. 100%. I thought for sure it was just gonna be forfeit. You know, because again, I don't know the exact rules, but I don't think you can just get any sub. So it depends on, just depends on like who you have registered at that point, if they're free at the time. So
Yeah, we were talking in the green room about how like presumably Marky, who was before Ecclesia was picked up, was their main player, and then moved to sub. I assume is still like registered there, but who knows? Like, but is he, even then, is he like available? You know, out at the ooh, nice shot by Grape. But anyway, all that to say, it all a bit disruptive. Feels a little bit weird, but we have to focus back in, and so do Nouns. They've already done so in that 3-0 start. Limitless are looking to get the buy going, as apparently Mello's having some ping malfunctions.
oh no. Also, I mean, for one side of things as well, like Limitless obviously having to wait things out, but you can imagine there was just like running around and a little bit of panic set in for there's Noun players as well that were trying to find their ability to actually play the game again. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, that's like a lot of stress for a matchup.
What, who was gone from Nouns?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that George and Carson?
Okay. So they're just running around trying to figure things out, but
How does keyboard work? That's what they were figuring out, Cole?
how does keyboard work? Maybe.
Yeah.
Or how does keyboard turn on?
Fair enough. We got Poseidon on the knob. Start this round out. It's currently over towards porch side. Grape being pressurized, and CJ, that's a lot better start from him than we saw in Nuke. He's already got the opener. Grape gone down. Damage done to CJ, but looks like they're going to continue moving forward. The entire site is a carpet of flames, but Escape somehow gets away too before falling. Mello grabs one of his own, and Junior's hoping to get a free plant out of this, and he will do so. But 4 HP.
See what he does. His chances to play his cards right here in terms of dealing with his op presence. Hiding inside the smoke as well. I like the idea. He's got another smoke to just like toss down and create more chaos. They're gonna start to clear some of these angles, so he's gonna start to fade in behind them, follow their footsteps. And there's one hit here on Dane, and he does find the kill that's necessary. I mean, if he drops Dane, I don't know if they win that round straight up. They're gonna have to panic to find the kit, and that's gonna be questions right there. So you can actually see, I mean, in the pain in his face right there, you could definitely see that he knew that was actually a winnable clutch.
Yeah. Rare that like the 1v3 is super winnable like this, but he even had the right
too.
Yeah, I think a little bit more HP. He's not going for that pre-fire. He can take a little bit more time. But with 4 HP, he's kind of has to pre-fire, has to get the first bullet accuracy, and can't take that extra moment. So Limitless are on the board. Well handled in the 1v3 scenario, or the 3v1 from their perspective scenario.
Very well handled right there. A little bit close in terms of crunch time, but managed to make it work. It all just came down to a duel with Dane, and he's able to rise to the occasion.
Outside of that nade that Grape ate early, a ton of damage taken from Limitless on Banana. Able to not really maintain too much control, but at the very least, they've got a smoke up. 2 players still there.
See if they can find consistent success on their gun rounds here. That's a big challenge. Right now, it feels like concessions being made in terms of map control. You can see how passive some of these players are playing here. In terms of the rap side, very deep in library. It can be hard to find like maximum efficiency out of an op that's playing that far back. So no big concerns just yet, because Poseidon not tested just yet, but we'll see how much efficiency you can bring here. Is the execution going to be lining in soon, and you're going to call upon your riflers on the site proper. This is smart, though. Poseidon looking to be an active member here. He's going to fly through that smoke.
Oh, that's a great flash, though. Dangerous kept entirely out of the round for the moment. And eventually going to go down 2-on-2. Kit on Grape. As both these Limitless players rotate in from Banana. They're taking their time about this thing. They're both going to walk hand in hand up mid. Really strong potential crossfire for Nouns.
Lights out, post-plant positioning here. How do you get through this?
Should be able to bet in, play this correctly. Junior doesn't have that info just yet. And the push is coming. Time starting to expire. George needs them both. He's got the first up and over. The HP low for Escape. And that will be enough to provide George exactly what he's required. 1v2 for him is a 4th round for Nouns.
Big pickup right here.
Ripple up on the MP9s for Limitless. They're invested fully. Kind of putting it all on display. They've got banana control off the back of it. It's Limitless with Grape all the way forward, putting themselves in a very aggressive position. Nouns not so worried. They can retake this a little bit later if they need to. Gonna let Limitless have this area for the moment. Refocus the bracket.
This little jump spotting going on. Not a bad idea to contain some space, give him some deep map control here, but it is very hard to hold on to once resistance is initially shown. Again, continue these standard setups here. If they never really fight for map control, I think Inferno is going to be a hard map for them to play. So I need to see a little bit more activity coming through out of this squad. I don't know if Rush was seen or what, but he's able to dance around this angle here, gets his kill, gets out of dodge, managed to pluck one out. So there's the bit of proactivity I was talking about that was necessary here from Limitless, and well, it gets punished just as quickly.
Oh, Rush. Seemed like he could have had another one. Poseidon goes 1 for 1, and it's even still. Grape coming in, has the support there from Haykart, and it's a 3-shot forward. Grape doubling down, and Dangerous has his back. It's Limitless. Initially not coming away with those early trades. In particular, Rush getting the 3-shot forward out with his life, but then on the re-aggression, here's him going an early pick, but then he's going to go down in this fight here.
Some big finds right there coming through. Limitless, get themselves steady. And I think at least identifying the small issues there in terms of the early lack of map control, and at least fighting for it initially, being able to transition that as well into a successful round from that point forward is great news. Like coming up with some quick solutions, adapting on the fly. which can be a challenge for a team that, again, doesn't have a lot of success on this map right now.
I think Grape getting into a nice position as well. You know, providing support, able to be more of a double swing. These Nouns are kind of late to the party. Once you lose rush in that attack, it's a little bit more difficult. Limitless not out of the woods yet necessarily, but Nouns are asked to do this with lesser weaponry. Forced buy-in, it's Tech 9s and armor, though really light on utility. And it's going to have to be very explosive. Good news for Nouns is that Limitless is essentially given the banana. So all of this utility can be used in the site hit proper.
There you go. Using some of that they have left here. Cool effect. They've got a bomb site. They've already got some tough decisions to be made here on this defense of if they want to make much of an effort. Do they just want to call it a day on this round? Wouldn't be the worst of ideas. They're hanging around to try and give this one a retake. Being baited into this trap setup.
Here they go. Oh my goodness, George. Tech 9s, they are singing. Mello's the only one to get a frag on that re-entry. Phenomenal post plant from Nouns and just some incredibly strong teamwork swinging off of one another. That was, I mean, sort of minimum investment in this round. It was Tech 9 armor. That was all they could afford. A couple of smokes and flashes. That's it. And they're just playing together off of one another like an incredibly well-oiled machine, Nouns.
That's going to continue to apply so much pressure on the economy here as well. Never being able to build much of a stability. Being able to string things together all that well either. I'm just continue to compound here. We're back into another tough situation here.
You know, I'm really, like, this round is not a good example, but there is a lot of space that Limitless are giving up on Banana, and Nouns have figured that out very quickly.
Feels like it's kind of all over the map, too. Where they were actually operating with no control in some of these early rounds, and it's being exploited. Nouns are getting away with, like, defaulting so incredibly free.
And it's just them walking in as well. Not sure how Melo's allowed to get away with that. He'll go 1 for 1. But yeah, it's something that I think looking into the next round where Limitless are going to have some more cash, some more utility to work with. They haven't necessarily had great utility all half. So that could be part of it. But I think outside of just that one round where it was Grape really aggressive with the MP9 on the banana push, that was the only time I really feel like Limitless have put a lot of pressure or even just utility into trying to take that area of the map.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You can only afford to get away with that for so long. I feel like, I mean, Inferno is one of those maps where you kind of live or die off of map control. On that CT side, you continue to let these defaults be as effective as they are, take as much map control as they are right now. You're gonna kind of run out of steam pretty quickly.
Not really willing to play that 3B early either right now. Or Limitless, they're kind of back in the same situation, but lot more default utility available to them to take control at Banana. That's where Grape is located right now. Unfortunately, in doing so, Nouns have refocused themselves, and oh my goodness, Rush. Dangerous is lucky to be alive.
George? So unfortunate, does get caught, but Carson okay as well. Poseidon aware of that possibility. He's not going to be caught surprised at all. So, two-man advantage now as Rush picks up the better weaponry, giving up his position around that corner. Still being able to fight forward here, but the trade's favoring the CT side. Escape going to ensure some stability. They don't lose too many from that point forward. Excellent shutdown.
Some really, really interesting gunfights there, from George especially. But this is just Poseidon on fire and Escape on the other side of that push. Honestly, not a lot to talk about for Limitless there, outside of them having some really nice spacing on that fight. Escape with a fantastic trade and even getting a double out of it. Sounds like a very dry Inferno. Limit testing for Nouns, whatever Limitless are going to give them, they'll take. And finally, Limitless has responded, showing a little bit of a backbone. It's time for Nouns to find a response of their own.
I think it has felt dry because of how much, like, lack of early fighting we've seen. I don't see a lot of early opening duels. Just very slow-paced defaults into some strong defenses. A little less, though. More likely what has been pretty quick, explosive trades from Nouns. If you keep letting them execute on their own terms, that's going to be the theme of this map.
Now it's not going to leave anybody top of Banana after taking it. They're going to go back for bracket control. They're about to have Poseidon to deal with in Cubby. Do they check him? Yes, CJ doing a double take, and he's turned for grape as well. Explosive indeed. Arch side found, and Limitless down. Nouns have it all. The A site just collapses like a lawn chair right in front of their eyes.
Folded over again. It's the same problems I think been identifying here. A little bit stagnant, a little bit quiet in terms of the overall aggression. Going to be very costly.
That was a very CS2 fight over a day. You know what I mean? Like, Limitless,
Yeah.
if you're not fighting, you're dying kind of deal. And then Nouns in the same boat, just taking whatever is being given. Nice shot from Carson. That'll show poor Escape. Take a fight. Look at this from CJ. The fact that he's double taking, then getting away with this 360 or 180 rather, is ridiculous. Boop.
Taps. Do the trick just nicely. 7 rounds for Nouns. This is kind of what I expected in that first map. Being able to dictate the pace on your T side, I think it's going to help Nouns out a lot. They're struggling to handle some of the defensive measures, struggling to show their ability at, like, mechanically, getting, like, outplayed by some of these Limitless players. Well, not the case anymore here. They're taking fights and they're taking them on their own front, their own terms here, and that's a completely different story now.
It was good for CJ, especially. He's sort of gotten a mulligan in this one. Obviously, Limitless ended up winning that, but started out a bit of a brutal scoreline on Nuke, and back to Inferno. He's all good. And Joris picking out just the one. Did CJ not have head armor? Is that what I just saw?
I don't know.
Could have been just a quick double dink and I missed it. I'll say maybe that's what happened.
Hopefully. Ideal world, it was a quick double dink. So fast you didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm just a little slow sometimes. This one feels bad. Saving a dig no armor, but you have some utility, and you're like, well, it's worth it to hang on to this. But it doesn't mean you have to like it. It'll be Nouns tacking on another one, and onto a half, by the way, where Nouns on Inferno. I mentioned that they're actually on a pretty rough loss streak, but those are 2 losses to NRG, a loss to an AB to M80, and another loss to Party Astronauts. So,
yeah, and again, like the roster change that they just made here, bringing in Rush is still pretty fresh, and this has been a roster that has lacked a little bit of stability this year. They've gone through coaching changes as well throughout this year. So think about all the changes that Nouns have gone under.
I thought Adren was with them from the beginning of the year. Is that not true?
It might have been. Either way, it's like a long-standing coach in Simphis is now no longer their coach, right? That's
just
been
2 months.
So it has been a massive amount of changes. So when they deal with these upper echelon teams, I think they've got some problems there, but they should be able to put away Limitless, and that's not what we saw from that opening map. It's not a guarantee. That there's no guarantees here in this series, so maybe some lessons to be learned here, and looks like they're hopping into this map, learning some of those lessons. Still, this round not looking as clean as Poseidon. Making that A1S absolutely sing there. Dane with a quick trade to seal it on it as well. That's how they close out the half there with a little bit of extra towards the tail end here, but 4 rounds to the 8 of Nouns. That's not going to be easy to pull back.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for Limitless, outside of the things that we talked about, a lack of proactivity, kind of felt like they were letting Nouns dictate everything, but not being able to put together multiple rounds in a row, that'll do you in on the CT side every single time. And I think that Limitless, if they had a couple more gun rounds, probably a chance to be a little bit better there, but the forcing, or rather the consistently having to save, they were having to be doing, found it a little bit tougher. Carson gonna jump over mid. This is a really interesting stack up towards A. We've got 4 players there, 3 of those in bracket, 1 aggressive to alt mid, and unfortunately for Nouns, Limitless are heading to B, where George is going to be asked to do it all.
Part of the game plan. They place his faith in him for a good reason. But even the best of players cannot offer up the best of defenses as a sole player. But this fast flank could be good. It's already putting them in a tough spot, but fighting their way out of it, great. Filling out a very quick headshot. George still offering up that resistance as needed. How much more can be found here? George goes down swinging. He draws out a lot of attention as well.
Oh, they're on the bomb. It's a kit for Rush. Oh, but he gets away with it too. Escape. Realizes at the last moment that defuse could continue, and Rush had 4 HP. But the moment that he gets the defuse, that's when he goes down. Look at this, though, from George. This is essentially perfectly played from George. Oh my goodness.
A position that nobody envies, right? Being solo on the B side. I think that's always the asset, though, of like playing more retake-centric on B. I would much rather retake the B side than A. Not much rather, like both are pretty tough. But when George is still able to stay alive and offer up a little bit of resistance there, I just think the job is made a little bit easier. And that was an excellent pistol right there, even if it was scrappy.
This is wild. Carson was all the way deep. Ends up tossing his utility back over to his teammate, and then walking back in just as they flash through for a triple kill. Now 4, looking for the ace, but Rush will take it away. That's not very nice. Come on, Rush. That was a force buy too from Limitless, I've just realized. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was a full investment right there. And doesn't net them much of anything, right? And I think that's a big issue. You want to be finding some damage on rounds like those. a little mustered up. This could be a quick end to our second map here.
A little bit better look. Carson having to duel 2 players at the same time, but eventually will find the success that they had been looking for. Mello picked up the kill on a junior earlier this round, but looking unlikely for more than that. So Nouns, yeah, 11 hot to trot. And I think we're talking a bit of the same storyline as the CT side, funnily enough. Limitless just haven't actually been able to exist on this map. Walls closing in around them from the very rip.
Remain that. At least they get a gun around here pretty quickly. Or spy into the full eco doesn't provide them with much damage, but to a purchase now. We'll see if that changes. MP9 against still singing just as loud as ever. Opening duel, picks up the AK as an upgrade and finds another one. Round feels over before it ever even starts.
All I can say is, Anthran, I tried. You know, I tried to tell the potential story here for Limitless, but you know, it didn't work out. At least it's not looking likely.
He couldn't bear. Yeah, I mean that's it's looking a lot more like this is gonna be their map, their domain. The chance here for escape, maybe to lift something off. At least a bomb plant to lean on. Extra damage done here, and they're keeping him away from like repositioning towards pit, which I just think is so very smart. He's going for a quick fight, loses it out to Carson initially. That's gonna do it. That point here found, and 8 chances to lock this one in as well behind it.
What more can Limitless even get into this next round? I mean, they've got loss bonus, I guess, and the bomb plant, but well, my hopes are not high. The consistency with Carson has been dominating on Banana, even though it's not like we've had a lot of rounds to look at. It's been very wildly successful. Carson even with the closer there, 17 for him. It's a long road to recovery. I don't know that we're going to be seeing recovery either.
I think so. On this map here, we'll see if they can again stay afloat for a little while longer. Power's back on here. It feels like a whole new Nouns you're playing up against now on Inferno.
Mello's found a nice little timing there. Junior will go down, and a lot of pressure now onto the arch side, but look at Nouns' response. They were already deep down Banana, and they're going to continue to push that forward. Siding on the other side of the smoke, and oh, that was a favorable angle for Poseidon, but apparently not. Fortunately, he's got out with his life, and he was the bomb carrier. They've got to push towards A now. No choice in the matter. Those walls that I talked about, they were closing in the whole time. Still so.
They're gonna close out. They're gonna crunch him on in. Those walls, there's no great escape right there offered up here from Limitless. Not in this map, unfortunately for them. And
in did play a role in just the lack of confidence when it came to some protocols that they may or may not have done it be, depending on the stand-in situation. I think that's really what held back that Inferno. But, again, with those slate wiped clean in a different battlefield, we see what Ancient has in store between Limitless and Nouns.
Now we do, and, you know, on the plus side, Limitless don't play a lot of Inferno, but they do play a lot of Ancient, so there is that. Mello's gonna lead the charge after George gets his one. As we know, Cole, that's very important to both you and to Nouns in this case, so a little bit of a evacuation being had, though, by Limitless. They're gonna disengage from B.
I got mine mentality right there. That's all that matters right there. But Poseidon's still keeping things somewhat in their favor here. Not for long. The trades continue to go back and forth so quickly. Grape finally cracking through the mud there. Being able to reach some success as the duelists chase things down. They're looking for the kill on the junior. They have found him, but he's still firing back with those dual Berettas. Complicating the matter big time for Poseidon in this another pistol clutch. This was how they started off on Nuke. Maybe they can replicate. This time, though, Junior gonna enact his revenge. His sweet revenge from that map.
This time Junior had the dualies, you know? That was the big difference maker. Also, no doors to get stuck in, but that's beyond the point. Nice shot from CJ, but this is a round that kind of was gone from the start for Limitless, and Grape does a phenomenal job of clawing it back and making it very viable. That is 3 pistols in a row for Nouns? Is that right?
I think so. I think they swept them. Yeah, they just... yeah, they did. They won the both pistols on.
That's what I was thinking. Limitless, no force buy because no bomb plant. So it's just, not quite Glocks, but it's Glocks adjacent.
It's Glocks vibes. It's giving Glocks right now.
Yeah, well, the Glock vibes are immaculate, because CJ going down, not to a Glock actually, but that would have been funny.
Rush is going to show exactly what those Glocks are made of. Not a whole lot there. Bomb not going to go down or anything of that nature. They just hold steady pretty well.
That is now going to be, I'm going to commit to that. Glocks adjacent, and they're giving off Glock vibes.
Let's go. We're innovating live.
Doing it live.
Anthron's watching history right now. He's speechless.
As per usual.
Oh.
Limitless, getting into this round with a plethora of AK-47s, those Kalashnikovs in hand, and, well, I was just about to say, fight a brewing. Yes, indeed. Carson on the MP9 has been a menace to Limitless. Back on Inferno continues to apply that pressure. I thought Grape actually picked up that kill, but it's Escape. You know what? It's APE at the end there. I put 2 and 2 together incorrectly.
2 and 2. Hits 3, you know something's up there. 3v1 now trading out. So it is just going to be Grape left. The clutch. They're going to give him another swing here. Not quite, but he does have the bomb still. He's looking for these fights. And, well, it is a good duel to take on a junior. One right around that corner of Rush, who continues to play good. I mean, had a really good Inferno and is now carrying that forward into this map here. 6-1. Strong starts for him on both of these last 2 maps here for him. And as I said, I feel like with Classia, I don't know like if he was ever meant to be a supportive, like a very supportive player like Rush can be on this team. But Rush also given some tools to succeed here, and he's been performing really well in this series, but also like I think a little bit better than times in the past.
I think he's been. I think Rush is a critical piece to a puzzle is a winning strategy. We've seen that in the past. We know that that's the case. And I think in particular has been working relatively well with Nouns. Against Limitless, right? At this moment, not so much an issue. It's just some classic Ancient right now. Out from Nouns, they just have so much map control, and because Limitless are on an eco, they essentially have opted into the wait behind the door smoke until they're out of door smokes and then flash through strategy. Need to find a little bit more concise way to put that one. This is riveting gameplay.
Love it. What are they waiting for? Waiting for the smokes to fade away. Oh! Peace. Nice shot. Great. Blast him out of the server. Lineup is good. Rush! Kinda caught in a corner. How is he not dead? Taking so many dinks right there. Couple kills found, and not the end of the world here. CJ gonna keep things nice and safe, though. Junior not gonna allow for any more casualties as well. So, A1S is recovered from CJ, who had an MP9. AK recovered as well from George. They still close out pretty comfortably. And Rush continues to play good.
Even though he didn't actually get, like... He got 2, but he did damage to everybody, it looked like.
He got his and then one.
Which in the extra strategy book is basically
Greedy.
the best. Oh wait, because it's an eco. Never mind, that's on me.
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah.
Gotta
Don't
share
wanna
those.
get. You gotta share them. It's good for the team vibe here.
Well, as long as the team vibe are Glock vibes.
Avoid that. That smoke. Oh, leads him to a gray screen. That is brutal from George. Evades death and managed to make it an advantage. This Junior finds one with the AWP as well. Venture to say. So he kicked things off with what is likely going to be 5-0. He's not looking super competitive so far.
No. Though, to be fair, don't know what that word means anymore anyway, so... Rush. Just decides not to make a commitment. That's when they swing. Classic Counter-Strike timing and maneuvering. But I think worst of all here for me right now is Limitless don't even really look competitive. They don't look like they have a game plan outside of, you know, trying to fight for this early, like, B lane control. That's gone awry every time. So I need a different, you know, dial up a different strat here. You know, something a little bit different, because right now what we're seeing, it's not working.
And it's very much so like the same sort of, may I just use this word again, vibes that I got out of the last map, the first half, where it was kind of a fear to, you know, fight for some super aggressive control. Just this time they're kind of looking fearful on the T side, which I think means even more. Like, you can offer up good crossfire defenses, but this is more confidence out of them. Grape, he has shown no fear here in some of his duels. Unfortunately, to no avail, as there's still a man advantage maintained, and then add it. Rush. There's even further claim.
And at the very least, Limitless, you know, making some of those adjustments we were just asking for, changing things up, trying to, I mean, I guess, didn't necessarily need to be aggressive, but get more punchy, taking some of those mid-fights, and you're absolutely right. Grape has been not only the guy with the confidence, but he's been the one hitting the shots. What few shots have been hit for Limitless as they take attack timeout, and he's the one to provide the opener, but just nice additions. Carson gets a double out mid, and all of that B lane control that previously Limitless have continued to fight for and lose, well, now it's uncontested, and Nouns have no issue.
Just keep on stampeding their way forward here. To another gun round here where they don't have as many tools. Hoping to do some damage here, but CT side economy keeps on breaking them down.
Fortunately, a little bit of loss apparently from Limitless side of things.
I think they lost 6 times.
Thanks. Thanks, man. I'm really glad that you let me know, because otherwise I wouldn't have had any clue. You count all the dots on the screen there to figure that out?
Yeah, the number was too high. Luckily, I got 6 fingers.
On one hand?
No.
Okay.
I do have 2 hands.
Cool.
I got 10 total, but, you know, 6 is all that was required here in this scenario.
Well, a friend of mine would say that Limitless currently playing sans some hands.
Huh. I'm so glad Anthony's here with us in the peanut gallery.
You know, I feel like unfortunately the audience is missing a lot from the interjections we've been having. But 6-0, we have the loss figured out, at least server loss, because right now Limitless tacking on a couple of those.
I think it's best we just keep him muted. Silence. Keep Anthony nice and quiet.
Sort of where he belongs, in the background.
Yeah, Junior, this time it may be more promise here, especially if a op miss takes place, but the rifle's close right around the corner. Now the USB is going to be brought out here now. Just one extra shot, of course, from CJ. Make his life a little bit easier here and a little bit more difficult for Limitless. The whole squad's here, the whole team. Mello, well, a little late onto the scene right now. So, pretty good vibes on Mello. He seems like he's cheesing right there, having a good laugh.
Yeah,
So,
I do.
At least that's good news.
I do feel like most of Limitless have actually been relatively high energy in some of these cameras.
Yeah, it's been a weird game, but I don't know if I like the. I guess this round doesn't matter too much, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
It doesn't. I think that's where
Smiling
like,
through the pain.
well, that's where you're playing with a sub and you're like, you know what? Fine.
True. Yeah. Definitely feels like it's been just one of those situations, especially when you had your hot streak on nuke.
Yeah. And again,
obviously you still got the win, but like you didn't get the sweet feeling of a victory.
Yeah. It's kind of a. It was a participation trophy of a win.
Right.
Like you did good. With ADC. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Limitless actually could have realistically probably would have actually closed that map.
Oh yeah.
It's just
I don't think there was much stopping them, but I think that actually does have a little bit of extra influence in terms of like how the rest of this game plays out, because they got slowed down from that hot streak. Never got to lead that hot streak into another map.
yeah, and well, Nouns never got to feel the frustration of not being able to find the answer either. But
True. Only the frustration of cranking that generator.
true. Oh no, Grape. That's
Ugh.
very unfortunate. And love this angle from CJ as well. This is surely going to give them a free shot. Yeah, CJ is getting one. Might even get more. Sided on the move there. Nice adjustment with the AWP, but it's a round done and dusted. And I did say that Limitless at least play a bit of Ancient. Unfortunately, that hasn't given them much solace.
Yeah, I played a bit of Advanced. Doesn't mean I won any games.
Now that's toxic. That is toxic. Listen, Limitless did not deserve that.
Oh, it's just the perfect setup. A little self-deprecation on top of a dunk. You know, I think you get the best of both worlds out of that one. But there's still Rush waiting in the site. There's still Molotov centered down, and it's still a bit of a brutal affair here. Carson at least able to fight back a little bit. But that might be all that they have here. Poseidon, last man standing. He's giving it a bit of a go there. CJ gets his world rocked, and a chance at this 1v2 for sure. Definitely a good opportunity to actually seal in a win. Junior gonna be left on the outside of that smoke looking in, and numbers punched.
There was a world where Junior walked straight through that smoke. I was impressed that he held back.
Ooh, okay, hold on. That was a nice flick.
That it was. I give credit as well to Junior. I feel like he's been feeling it, even when some of those shots haven't been hitting, all series long.
Yeah, he's always going for that flick. It doesn't often land, but when it does, it's fun.
Exactly.
Fun time.
Still scoreless are Limitless. This is a, remember when I was talking about on Inferno how Limitless were losing, but it really wasn't like a failure individually. This feels like a failure to start individually as well.
Yeah. Back that one up there.
Sidon's, kind of doing what he can. Grape's in the same boat, but outside of that, you're looking at a bunch of individuals struggling a little bit. Melo's giving it his best shot, and we'll say he's been the one leading the charge. Stepping in and stepping up to an opening pick. Smoke for deep CT. As the bomb goes down, Limitless. Is this their first post plant?
It might be. I think they might have gotten a bomb down at least once, surely. Hopefully. But the post plant, even still with a couple low HP bars, isn't the easiest. Good news is they have some very effective positions over towards long and short. Bad news is they've lost one of their players here in the meantime, and losing more in the meantime as well. But Poseidon and Day looking to hold their own. Poseidon already revealed here and getting flushed out of position, but the bomb is too far ticked now at this point. Oh, you can't give him a swing like that. You can, actually. You can give him a swing like that because there's no time. So, it's all good.
So, the answer is yes, that's the first bomb plant in this game. The good news is it ends in a victory. Limitless lose them all, but they win the round, and they're on the board, baby. That is something to hang their hat on just a little bit.
They got theirs. They need 2 more here at the tail end. So I mean, it's kind of like it's not a bad scenario there to win the round. It's the best way to lose a round, though, if you're Nouns and you take down all 5.
Exactly. My
and
goodness.
then carry it forward with an immediate opening duel there to remind them of exactly what they're up against here. Add some more spam to the tally as well. And put George in a bit of a tough bind here. He's got to hold his own. He's got no support on the site. And hold his own he does. 2 kills, and then Carson flies by as well. And it is back to same old, same old.
Carson is playing an insane game. He's 18-6, and I mean, we were talking about him a lot previously, but Jesus, man. Guy's an unstoppable force out through Jaguar. And that is one round instantly back down. I don't think that Limitless were very far up, but they are crashed and burned in that round.
Now they've got still a decent buy here at that max loss bonus carrying them forward. But again, no utility here to take massive map control here to fight back from what has been consistent suffocating aggression from the defense. And that doesn't ever stop, does it? It just keeps on coming through every round. More aggression on the CT side here. Good flashbang to take some space, but Carson is right back up to his classic antics there. Another double up for him. Some decent space at least recreated here. CJ. Oh, he's going to meet him head on. Catches the timing though, and it ends up being a lineup for him instead. And it's a single round that they gather where everyone falls in the single round that they win. But at least they've got their one.
Yeah, that might be the least convincing round I've ever seen. You know? It's like, well, at least they got one. Yeah, but only barely.
This is gonna be one of the most perplexing, like, is Anthra in the right situations? Because technically they looked very competitive on map 1, but it got thrown in the dirt, and then you see the next 2 maps.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Anthra is currently wrong.
I'll always back you up on Anthra and wrong.
Oh well, Limitless. What do you got for us?
There we go. We decided it. There you go.
Hey,
Super
Joris?
competitive on this pistol.
Yeah.
Finding themselves the kills. And they have dropped the bomb. They're outside looking in on the smoke. Can they recover it? Maybe. Dane's playing with his knife out. Let's get his gun out in time here. They've popped some shots off in this way. I think Poseidon gave himself vision. Poseidon strikes all of them down right there, so. 11 just might be all they get.
Just might. There's a heavy doubt on the just and might there. But Joris, a couple of nice frags. Poseidon has been stalwart all game long. It's been absolutely a big part of any success. What little there has been for Limitless. Nouns have gone for the force buy though. Out mid. Oh my goodness, as well. Joris is in some trouble. Got the molly.
Wow.
Don't get away though. Smoke's up for CT. And George is hearing him on the rotate. Is Grape gonna check? Grape is kind of looking, but misses the mark. Isn't prepared for Mello either. Problem is the bomb's ticking.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. Junior's dancing with them. The dually won't win. Now playing behind the smoke here. Rush needs to isolate. Nice idea. Playing confidently behind the default box, but won't be given anything more out of that one. Mello and Poseidon will keep themselves afloat for a little while longer. A bomb plant. And a lot of damage, though, makes me think Nouns are just going to keep on buying.
Yeah, I think they are. When you're up like this, honestly, there's very rare situations where I'm down for the buy till you win strategy, and this is one of them. You know how much I hate that strat, but
I love it. I love force buying.
Yeah, you'd be great in a Bird from Sky team, probably.
Yeah, I love Bird from Sky.
Yeah, I bet you do. The amount of times he's like, force buy till you lose is more like what happens.
Oh yeah. They're able to find another entry right there. All they need is a bomb plant. That's the end goal here. Whether you win the round or not doesn't matter here. As long as you get the bomb down, you can continue to afford those force buys.
Oh, and look at how far away the rest of Limitless are. So that's not a big deal if Mello can win another duel. Unfortunately, he doesn't. Junior's going to stick around because he's got CJ coming up through CT. Russia's going to join the equation. Poseidon patient as ever, but unfortunately goes down. CJ traded. But a much more winnable scenario with Limitless creeping in, 2 towards Donut. Russia's got 1. And Junior need to clutch. Junior has the clutch indeed, as he's got 1 more to find. Joris on 9 HP. And it's looking essentially lost already. Yeah, time has expired. Junior got it another time. Couple of 1v2s for him, and Joris just, I think
that's the face of defeat right there that I expected looking down at the player camps.
it looked like when the bomb exploded in his room.
Yeah, I mean, we saw one of those rounds. I can't remember. I think it might have been Mello. He was just kind of like cracking a joke there, giving it a quick giggle when they were down like 0-7. That's more of the projected look that I expected. We got a Negev here. This is a weapon that oftentimes is used by Nouns. Gonna be used against them here potentially. This could be historic right there, and it is. Grape gonna get 2.
Keep on running it.
Every time Nouns buy that gun in games, they get yelled at. They get
Who's doing the yelling?
Angry Twitter posts by really Jeff or M&M's.
That's
but
funny.
good to see it used against them, and now Grape's gonna get all the love in the world because our Limitless so back.
Yes, they are. I'm channeling Anthran, absolutely back, so free. This comeback is coming soon to a server near you.
Wait, they saved?
This. Hold on a second. Extra, they didn't do the strat. The strat, it's been broken.
They've got so many rounds to work with. Why don't they just force buy?
Because then they lose those rounds.
Just stack up the loss bonus.
I think your disappointment is very clear.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed they called it. They don't believe in the Tech 9s?
I think they just believe in the AKs more, you know? Is that so crazy?
Yeah. There you go. Look at this. Now look at the stability that we are going to see from Limitless. They got AKs, they got full utility. That's exactly why you keep the force buys up, so you get 3 kills in that round.
Well,
But,
I mean,
all these, or firepower's back in.
I will say, at the very least, all that money that Limitless has is not super relevant. They lose a round.
Take it to the grave with you, I guess.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna be dead, might as well be rich and dead.
Sure. I've
Rockefeller,
never heard that
probably.
one before. Probably. He probably said something like that.
I'm just guessing. Double up here in Jaguar. Melo's actually gonna catch a bit of a timing. Yeah, Melo's out there. Rush through the smoke, though, for the trade. And CJ's very prepared, but doesn't know about Poseidon. Wait, what? Hold on. How did George get here?
What?
George just got him on 3! What in the hell was that? What a close!
He doesn't. He barely even smirks right there. Well, he just walked away with an unreasonable mid lurk, and he just shut it down within a flash. And he gives you a slight little smirk. Let's see that again. Oh my goodness! Oh, that is insane right there. Able to line up all of those kills, and